1 minute late.
Whatever. A minute late, 5 minutes
minute late. You know, if it was work, I would have been charged as being late.
Good thing we don't get paid to do this then.
Wow.
I mean,
it's the joy of bringing happiness to everybody. That's the payment.
right. Sure. I mean, I guess it could be like Nick Brown's thing, right? Or Nick Nanavati's thing. The Brown Magic and make people pay to watch. People will pay to watch us, right?
Yes.
I think so. I think people will pay to watch us.
People have paid. Our Patreon gets something, and so does we have a subscriber or two.
I forget about the Patreon.
I do too, because I never mention it.
Right. We're awesome at this.
I listen to other podcasts, and they mention it like every episode. like
Right.
First thing, there's one even has like basically an ad. I think it's the Flying Monkeys, and it's very. I like it because they do the old Sally Struthers with the Feed the Children.
Mm-hmm.
They make it in that vein,
Oh, okay.
but for Patreon.
Right. That makes sense.
That's a lot of work, and I don't really want to do it.
No, that's a lot of work. A lot of work. Hey, Axis of Entropy. Thanks for joining us. I guess we should click over to the actual scene, right?
Sure, we can start.
Sure. Instead of just
We
rambling
can talk
without
about
us
our
on
non Patreon that we
talk about our not stuff that makes us money.
merchandise.
Right. We should at least mention the merchandise that only apparently students who find this show of mine buy.
I want you to mention. You didn't have to mention that, but okay. Hey, you know their money's still good
I
too.
didn't say they're not. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's funny when they show up with the shirt on and I ignore them.
I'm sure they appreciate all the effort. You know how much money how many lawns they had to mow? I don't know if they still do that.
They don't. Their parents bought it. I'm sure.
Okay. You know how much allowance they had to save to get that shirt?
You know the problem is I just mentioned it at the beginning of the thing,
Yeah.
and I know that their attention spans aren't long enough to watch further than
So you
like
should have
now. So I
mentioned
should have
it at the
mentioned
end.
it in the middle or the end because they don't play 40K, so they only watch whenever we're doing something with like video games.
I'll be sure to cut it and just tack it on at the end.
Okay, cool. That works.
Because
That
I
works.
usually cut it when I edit it. For those that don't know, I do minimal editing. The edit, I'll start it right when I say, "Hey everybody, welcome to the show." Tonight we only have myself and John.
All right.
Tom is out getting his ball and chain fitted.
Yes, yeah, he is.
His nuptials are in a month.
And they're inbound.
A little more.
Incoming.
Custom fitted. As every man is.
I hope he's watching right now.
Some people are able to break from that chain. Some people aren't. Just the way of life.
Isn't breaking from that chain just called divorce?
It could, unless they have an open relationship. Maybe it's just a longer chain. Longer chain to hang yourself.
That's not a longer chain. That's just a more complicated chain.
True.
And there's probably additional chains.
I'm going to go with your experience on that because I don't know.
I don't have any experience on it.
Saying, you seem to know more than I do.
I'm not. I'm ruminating, if that's the proper term. I think it might be ruminating.
I have a friend of a friend that, yeah.
It's not a friend of a friend thing. I'm just literally thinking like,
Oh, wait, we do
How
know,
much
we
of a
do
hassle
know
that would be.
someone like that. I'm not going to name
oh yeah, we do.
We do.
You're right, we do, we do.
It is complicated.
Yeah, and it is more than one chain.
Yes.
I would definitely define that as more than one chain.
It's a lot of chains, actually.
Yes. So we're proving me right without
There you
naming
go.
names. Perfect.
No names.
All right.
But welcome again. Again, like I said, Tom's here. Today it's me and John.
Yep.
John and I.
Yes.
To go correct.
Whatever.
You're not an English teacher, so I don't have to worry. Danny's not here.
Danny's not here to correct us.
So, and he's not online to correct us either, more importantly.
All right. It's good to know.
So I've missed a lot. I think but we've been very busy
Yeah.
lately.
Everybody's been busy.
To start off the show, for those that may have seen on Facebook, we posted about Brand and Brand's great company.
Yeah.
John, you want to explain?
Yeah, well, and we've talked about it here before. In
Yeah.
fact, I think the one night I actually built the model that I ended up sending him.
Yeah, was it a Contemptor or was it a Leviathan?
It was a Space Wolf
It
Contemptor.
was a Contemptor because I had to bring the Contemptor head.
Yeah, I needed a Contemptor head. Yeah, so Brand was I think he was like 12.
12.
And he lived in the UK. He was a huge Space Wolf fan, a big 40K fan, and loved gaming. And he had cancer. And so they put together a group called Brand's Great Company on Facebook. And it's now an open group. You can just go join it now. It used to be a closed group because it was just for the people who were going to send him 40K related stuff. And a bunch of us sent him models. I only sent him one thing, but there are guys who sent him like tons of
It was
stuff.
like models, books. I know he
Yeah.
got signed books from Black Library.
Yeah, Black Library.
He got a visit from a Iron Warrior cosplayer.
Yeah, that was pretty
In
cool.
his hospital room.
Yeah, there's a video of that. That's really cool. And so he was apparently doing better, and then he had to go back into the hospital because he wasn't feeling well, and they found he had a tumor in his brain. It was terminal. So like I said, it spread to his brain and became terminal, and then he died.
He died the day of this recording. He died the previous Saturday morning.
Yeah, the previous Saturday. So there was a bunch of stuff online about that, and there's like a ton of stuff online you can do to help the family. There's you can buy these T-shirts.
You can buy the
brand
T-shirt.
company symbol, which is on the screen on the left side above the Hammerhead Games ad. There's the symbol. So that was the symbol we used for his great company.
Yeah.
So if you painted something for me, you're supposed to put that symbol on it now. I didn't because they didn't have that symbol at the time I made mine. But people made all kinds of stuff for him. There's
I think someone's getting a tattoo with it.
yeah, I saw that. Somebody got the tattoo because they have like the Space Wolf thing on their arm, and then they got the symbol right underneath their Space Wolf tattoo. And then there's another guy who made custom shoulder pads, Space Wolf shoulder pads.
Yeah, it's on Shapeways.
It's on Shapeways. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're interested in helping out that family, I know that they have a better healthcare system over there, but there's still a lot of stuff that they're have to pay for,
arrangements,
funeral
like
arrangements
that.
and things. So if you want to help out, head over to Brand's Great Company on Facebook, and you can check the TFG page for that shared share of it
for the T-shirt, and there's
the
I think there's a
T-shirt.
link just to help out. You don't
Yeah.
need to buy a T-shirt.
Yeah, there's also a link to help out. Like even on the T-shirt page, you can choose just to donate. You don't have to get the T-shirt. So the T-shirt's cool though. If you play 40K and you wear the T-shirt to an event, you'll probably get a lot of high fives from people because there's a lot of people in that group.
Yeah. Earlier, before the show started, we were speaking about Patreon. My brother happens to be the top Patreon contributor, and he expects something cool. Just the fact that you're related to me is cool enough for you.
How about we promise to continue to play PUBG with you?
Yes. How we continue to include you and stuff. Gotta drag my little brother along. Even as an adult.
As top Patreon contributor, we will continue to allow you to drive us to the LVO every year.
And fetch us water. We're at the judge's table.
Or Red Bull and vodkas when we're need to nurse the hangover the next day. That was me
Yes.
one day last year. Man, that Red Bull vodka really worked. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, you should go, and you should learn to stream it too. That's fun.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we also stream some of our PUBG.
Yeah,
matches.
not all of them.
We did stream last night. It was very.
It was very bad. We did not do well at all last night. I don't think we had a game that lasted more than 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
We died fast, and then the end kicker was the second to last game. Two people dropped.
No, it was the last game.
No.
Because I dropped, then you dropped.
Right, but the
then
game
Tom dropped.
The game before that was super frustrating because somebody dropped from that one, and we got
Oh, my
annihilated right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your brother dropped, and we had to wait. And then the last game, we were like, okay, we'll wait for John. We'll come back in that game. You dropped. I dropped. No, you dropped.
I dropped, then Tom dropped.
Then Tom dropped, and then he dropped, and I dropped again. And then the host connection got lost, and so the whole game was ended, and we were just like, screw it, we're done. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
My brother, but my
going back.
mic works.
But your mic does work.
Yeah, we may have to put a Patreon together to get Tom a new headset.
I think, you know what I did? I looked through my drawers from my old like Xbox One to just give to him. Because,
I can give him my janky one that has duct tape on it because it's broken.
Yeah,
it still works.
If you tuned in last night, yes, you do still owe me beer. You were right, John. You do owe me beer still. When we were playing last night, we had to not include Tom's audio because it just created this massive, terrible echo that we've just learned to live with.
Yes.
But that people who were watching were like, this is not okay. Don't do this. So anyways, we do that. We do that also.
So if you want to see us flame out in PUBG,
yeah, flame out.
We do win once in a while.
40K? You want us to talk about 40K? Sure, Jeff. We'll talk about 40K.
Jeff's the one that mentioned PUBG to begin with, so I don't know why he's complaining.
He's the one who derailed us. He's just here lobbing wrenches into our works. Okay, so recently we both did some tournaments.
Yeah.
So I went down to Gamer Arsenal in Marietta. Gamers Arsenal is...
I've been there before, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool place. I like it. It's a newer store.
So it's clean.
So it's clean, yeah.
It smells good.
Yes. And they're still kind of getting going off the ground, but they have some really cool tables that are built high up to play. So first round I got to play on one of the tables that's high up.
Okay.
So that you can stand and really play very easily, which I really like. I like tables that are raised up. I don't really like to sit all that much.
Yeah, we're
Especially
not
when
like
I'm playing
Alan.
40K.
We're
Yeah, we're not like Alan.
not like Alan who sits literally the whole game.
Yeah, so I like to be able to stand, but the tables at our local store are too low to really stand comfortably most of the game. So
Yeah.
I do end up sitting down when it's not my turn and rolling my save sitting down most of the time just to save my back. So that was cool. It's a nice store. They had a good turnout.
What army did you take?
So I'm currently playing a Grey Knights battalion with a Astra Militarum Supreme Command attachment. So the list is the one I've been using for a little while now, trying to get used to it. I'm also just trying to just get back into the swing of playing 8th again because I took a really long break after LVO because I just one, I didn't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had to take a break for like a couple months, 2 months prior to LVO because of soccer, which we've talked about before.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just getting back into playing, and the army is challenging to play. That army is not forgiving at all. If you make any mistakes, it's hard to use. It's very stratagem dependent. Like I need to be able to use the stratagem, so I need the CPs, which is why it's good to have the battalion plus this
The
battle forged.
Plus
So,
because you choose the warlord.
Yeah. So I choose the warlord is going to be from the Supreme Command attachment. It's going to be the company commander, and I give him Kirov's Aquila, or however you say that word. And I also take the Grand Strategist Warlord trait, so that I can get a CP back on a 5+ for each CP I spend, and I can get a CP. I can gain a CP anytime my opponent uses a stratagem on a 5+. So it's kind of like I'm generating CPs, and there's a couple of games where I ended the game with CPs and no models.
Nice.
So I lost the game with major CPs. So the cool thing about Grey Knights I like is they've got a couple of stratagems for shooting that are really good. So like you can boost the strength and the AP value of the bolters. You can boost the AP and the strength of things like the side cannons and silencers, which is very useful on the 2 Grandmaster Dread Knights I take. And then I take 3 10-man strike squads and a 1 8-man strike squad. And that's it for the Grey Knight attachment. And then the Astra Militarum Supreme Command's got Shadow Sword, because why not?
Right.
And it's got a company commander and 2 they're not Astropaths, Primaris Psychers.
Yeah.
And the 2 Primaris Psychers are there to give the Bane Blade -1 to hit it and +1 to its save. Jeff says plus I get 1,000,000 Stormbolter shots. Yes. When my 10-man squads get up in your face, I get a lot of Stormbolter shots. And at +1 strength, -1 AP, I'm shredding things that aren't like high toughness. And even things that are like T6 with not very good armor, it's still fine.
Well,
when I get to
T7,
it's when I get to T10, which is rare.
Yeah.
But you can find it. But even if I'm wounding you on 5s and 6s, it's still okay because they're a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want smaller dice, Jeff. I want bigger dice. I want to knock over my opponent's models and break them with my dice. That's a pro tip. I'll tell you that right now. No, but you're right. I should get one set of smaller dice of like 36 because oftentimes I'm rolling close to 36 dice.
Or use the dice app.
Or you could use the I could use
You have
the
to have
GWI
an Apple product.
which I don't because I hate Apple products. I don't use
I
Apple.
do, but I only use it to.
I only use an Apple product at work because I'm forced to.
I have one at home because I figured I use it. Oh, I had to use it for the BCP app at the time. Although now they have the Android version for TOs as a beta.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Inquisitor, you're right. Canoptic race don't care. We're going to talk about Necrons in a minute. So I went to this tournament, and my first game was my 4th game with the Army, maybe.
Okay.
And I made a huge mistake and deployed very stupidly. And there's a couple of very funny pictures in a certain Facebook group of me losing very badly. And so turn 1, I was playing against a guy who had a lot of Alpha Legion outflanking stuff. And he outflanked everything and came on all around me because I deployed badly. And he took out the Shadow Sword right away and an 8-man strike squad right away and everything except for a company commander and a Primaris Psyker. And then he was able to board control everything enough that when I deep struck in the next turn, I could only get 2 strike squads onto the board. And then the next turn, he was able to kill off all but like 5 of the guys and spread out across the rest of the board so I'd have nowhere to strike the next game or the next turn. So I just conceded because why not? I can go get food. And because I wasn't going to be able to land another 10-man strike squad or either of my Grandmaster Dread Knights. Plus the game was over at that point anyways.
Right.
So I did very badly on that. Then the next game I won against Tau. Storm Surge.
Is this pre?
No, it was with the codexes.
Oh, with the codex.
But it was like the first week the codex was out. And the
Okay.
guy I was playing the second round was newer to the game and newer to Tau.
Okay.
And he didn't use a single one of the Tau stratagems.
Oh.
He was only using like, I'm going to reroll this one die. And I wasn't going to say anything. But I was kind of like, you've got some pretty good stratagems. Then why are you not using these stratagems?
You gotta learn somehow.
You got to learn somehow. So I won that game. And then my last game was also against Tau. And I lost that game.
Because I was against a competent player.
Yes, it was against a player who, had played the army before and,
Okay.
has played 40K more than like 8 or 9 times. I think the guy I played round 2 maybe had like maybe a dozen or 2 games under his belt
Okay.
at the most. And he was young. And the owner of the store, Alex, kept coming around and talking to him.
Oh, okay.
And
Giving
like,
him help.
giving him some help and asking him like, hey.
Should have
or
told him
asking-
to use stratagems. He's helping him out.
Well, he wasn't helping him out in that way.
Oh.
He was helping him out with like, okay, think about your model placement here.
Oh,
This
okay.
turn, think about this thing.
He could have said, think about what stratagems you want to use.
Yeah, I think maybe they're taking baby steps. I don't know.
Okay.
And so if you listen to any of the other podcasts, the Veterans Re-Enlisted podcast, right? That's the name of it.
Veteran Gamers Re-Enlisted.
Veteran Gamers Re-Enlisted are guys that play down there. So like Ray was there from the podcast.
Right.
He was helping run the tournament. Then he ended up playing in the tournament because they had odd number.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I went, I just let Ray play because I wasn't going to stay the whole time.
Right.
And I know Ray for their team is probably their best. Well, he's their best player.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured I just let him play just to let them get points. I think he came in third eventually.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, it was all good guys. Brandon Grant was there. He was also using a Shadow Sword. So
you felt like, okay, it's a solid choice.
I felt like it's a solid choice. Although he runs it. Does he run it as Valhalla or was he learning to learn? I don't remember. James Carmona was there.
Did he outflank it?
I didn't watch any of his games from the beginning, so I don't know. James Carmona was there, and then Dave Cutts from our team was there, who also
Okay.
runs tournaments.
He runs the one at Gamers Haven.
Yeah, and he's got the one this weekend that he's running at the Iron Forge Brewery or whatever.
The iron. I thought it was 3 iron.
3 Iron Brewery. Yeah, you're right. 3 Iron Brewery.
Person.
So it's shut up. So he's running the tournament out there at the 3 Iron.
I think
Brewery.
I'm going.
Cool. I am not.
Okay. I mean,
I couldn't
I'm going to work,
Right. Sure.
so I'll be there.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't going to work out, so I was just like, yeah, it's fine. I definitely want to go though if he ends up doing a GT there. That would be cool.
Yeah, he's using it. I think he's using it as a test run for a GT.
Yeah, that's what he's talked about. So that was my tournament experience in a nutshell.
I played since the last time I was on. I think I played in I played in the tournament at the store at our FLGS.
Mm-hmm.
I took the exact same army I took the previous month because I was too lazy to change it around.
Sure.
Which was the Lord of Jump Pack, Sorcerer Jump Pack, 2 Dread Claws, 2 Contemptor Dreads, Cultists, Obliterators,
Yeah.
and a Xiphon Interceptor because I have the model.
Cool.
Um,
How did that work out? You've talked about that before.
Yeah. I lost the first. I actually played against, I think it was Richard Cozart, who's
Okay.
from Dave's area.
Yes.
And he runs.
He was at the tournament that I went to.
Okay. So, was he running Nurgle?
Yes.
Yeah, so he runs.
he was doing really well with Nurgle
So
too.
that's who I played. He had about 9 of the 9 of the flyers. What are they called? The demon flyers. The guys that fly nut.
Plague drones.
Plague drones.
Yeah, he had a bunch of those
He
too.
had 9 plague drones, a tree, 2 sets of obliterators, no plague burst crawler.
Okay.
Some other stuff. The characters that had the really good flamer. I ended up losing that game, but I think it actually came down really close because I got Death Hex off a couple of times, and the Contemptors kind of went through the problem. What happened was I flubbed the first turn,
Okay.
so because I didn't kill anything.
Okay.
So that was and I had old school. So that was 1, 2, 3. It was about a 3 or 4 point switch, and I lost by 4 points.
Oh, okay.
So if I was able to kill just one thing, and I think in that case, I think I spread my shots out too far,
Mm-hmm.
and when I assaulted his demon prince, I kind of flubbed it with the Contemptor. So that would cost me. Second one I played against Paul. Zuber, who's relatively new to our area. He's the one that brought 8 Grey Knight Grandmasters the previous tournament.
Oh, yeah.
This time he wanted to do all the flyers. So he had a bunch of flyers.
So they get like the Storm Talons and
Storm
stuff?
Talons, Storm Ravens,
Storm
a bunch of that
Ravens,
stuff. And then 2 Grandmasters and 2 units of Scions.
Oh, Tempestus Scions?
Yeah.
I was like, what Scions are in the Grey Knight book? Yeah, okay. Got it.
Yeah, Scions and then the commander for
Yeah,
his
of course.
HQ. That one came down to me, how fast I could kill his troops on the ground.
Well, yeah, because the boots on the ground rule, right?
What it came down to was the Xiphon surviving multiple las cannon, missile launcher, assault cannon shots.
From the other flyers?
From everything. I had like 1 wound left because I reburned a reroll to reroll the save.
How many wounds does it start with?
Like 8.
How did it not die? Was he like whiffing all of his stuff, or you were making all yours? Or was it
A combo of the 2.
Combo of the 2.
I was making all mine. He's whiffed. He was splitting his shots. He was throwing assault cannons at ground targets and the last cannons and missile launchers at the Xiphon.
Oh, okay.
So he would whiff with that because it's -1 because I'm the supersonic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to make saves, and I actually burned a couple reroll CPs to like reroll the saves.
Nice.
So I was able to save it, kill the last Grandmaster Green Knight. Because what ended up happening was first turn I just went all in to try to get them all at once, and I killed everything except the 1 Grandmaster.
Oh God.
Dread Knight. So he teleported to the other side of the board, so that the only way I could get to him was I needed my Xiphon to live.
Nice.
And so I was able to do that, and that's what killed him, and that was the game.
Cool. Okay.
And then third game was like, I already forgot who the game was against. It's been so long, like a month ago.
I'm not gonna join you in PUBG. I'm doing this. I don't even know who Blue Beetle is. Ray, Jeff, and Blue Beetle's got to be one of the guys that plays with Ray. Maybe it's
You get a guess.
Josh Del Valle.
Sure.
I don't know why his name would be Blue Beetle.
Maybe he likes the comic Blue Beetle.
Nobody likes Blue Beetle
Why not?
because he's not even a superhero.
He's like Iron Man, but he's a Blue Beetle.
But he doesn't have like a cool suit.
He looks like a beetle. And
Oh
it's
my
blue.
God, nobody likes. Blue
I didn't say
Beetle.
it's cool. I just tell you what it looks like. I agree.
Okay,
I agree. By the way,
this is okay. So we're gonna take a small tangent real quick. In the Death of Superman.
okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to like comic books and that.
Okay.
So in the Death of Superman,
I do have a sealed one.
really?
Yeah.
The whole set or just the big
The
compilation?
one where he dies.
Oh, okay, cool.
The one that
And it's the
came in a
original?
black bag.
Yeah.
With the armband.
Yeah.
I have one that's
Nice.
open and one that's sealed.
I have the whole set someplace. I just don't remember where. Anyways,
Your parents probably either gave it away or
no. I have my comic books. I just don't remember where I put them. So in the Death of Superman, the
Okay.
Justice League takes part, right?
Right.
Remember they help fight. Blue Beetle should be dead. Doomsday kills Superman but can't kill the regular dude.
Maybe his real name is Blue Cockroach. That's why.
That's why he survived Doomsday.
Yeah.
God, I hate you so much right now.
Because you know that's true.
No, it's stupid. This is stupid.
He
should be dead.
Blue Cockroach.
Booster Gold gets all ripped up. He's got like a super future suit.
Booster Gold.
And Blue
Booster
Beetle.
Gold I do not like.
But you like Blue Beetle.
I did not say I like Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay,
but
that's
fine.
fine.
I do not like
That's
Booster
okay.
Gold.
As long as you don't like Booster Gold and you're like fine with Blue Beetle, I'm cool with that. That's fine. Okay.
Blue Beetle's whatever Blue Beetle.
Right.
Booster
Okay.
Gold is he's the Tony Stark ripoff, basically.
I guess, but without the cool suit.
Yes.
Okay. I'm fine. Whatever.
That's more or less.
Anyways, tangent done. Rant over. I guess that's my salt for the night. Blue Beetle sucks. Sorry, whoever you are who has Blue Beetle as your name, but whatever.
But you suck.
I'm not saying he sucks.
what you're
Just
saying.
whatever. I don't even know who it is.
I don't even know what else. Oh, my third round opponent.
Yeah,
Third round
the third round
opponent was. I have to look on BCP, but I'm too lazy. All I know is I won that game.
Okay.
So I ended up 2-1 that day.
Hi, Lord Draconis.
Oh, was it? It wasn't Carson. Carson was the previous tournament. I forget who it was now. Oh no, it was Jeff.
Oh, Pool?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I
And you
beat
lost.
Jeff Eldar.
You beat Jeff Zeldar.
Yes. I rolled higher than he did, and I beat him, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Cool. All right.
If you look at the score, you'll know why. I
Okay.
beat him by 1 point.
1 point. Okay. Hey, still, you beat Jeff. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever beaten Jeff.
Yeah, technically I've beaten Jeff.
See, I don't think I've ever played him that often either.
I played him.
I might have beaten him in 7th. I don't remember anymore.
No, I've lost.
Jeff, if you're still watching, have I ever beaten you?
No. I'm gonna say
Probably
no.
not. Probably not.
So that was my tournament. The army plays okay. There's not much I would change on it.
I'm gonna have to beat him at some point because then I can go back to the only person I've never having beaten is Brandon Grant, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Of the people I've played,
Of the people you played against.
right,
Okay.
right, because I haven't played against everybody, obviously. I've never played against Reese.
He only loses to teenage boys
Okay, that are on our team.
that are on our team
Got it.
that
Fair.
no longer play.
That's why I add that part.
He doesn't play anymore.
Fair. Full
Our
disclosure.
teammate. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, not Reese. Not Reese. We're talking about our teammate, or former teammate, apparently.
Yeah.
So also we're running a league, or
Yeah.
I'm running a league. I shouldn't say we. You're not doing anything.
I am in the league.
You're in the league. So our local store hasn't had a league for a long time,
Yeah.
and pretty much all the successful leagues that have come to conclusions were in the past were run by me
You keep telling yourself.
because they're competitive. No, the ladder leagues always worked when I worked.
I
at
think
the
I
store
ran.
and
I think I
stuff.
ran one league at the store before you were there.
Okay, cool.
And that was it.
Oh yeah,
'Cause- okay, yeah, I won't say why.
that's fine.
We'll just keep
That's fine. We don't have to. But the competitive leagues work.
Yes.
Campaigns, while awesome sounding, don't work. Map campaigns are always stuck fighting the same stupid person all the time. Like I'm here and you're here, and so we're only ever fighting each other.
In 7th edition, there was a campaign.
Yes, there were several tries.
Well, no, this one I know exactly why it died. This one had two sides, right? Imperial and whatever, or no, Imperial and whatever. It was basically everybody against Tau and Eldar.
Yes, I remember that. And that's the problem with our store in particular is that the guys that play on Tuesday nights are competitive.
Yeah.
So they're playing Tau and Eldar.
Yeah.
And some of us were like, okay, well, we'll play something that's, for the league. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I think I still played Chaos.
Look, yeah. And so did I. Remember, I was playing Death Guard. for
So
that
there
one.
were a couple Necron players. But,
Or was I playing Silver Marines?
You were playing Silver Marines.
Okay. So I was still playing Marines.
Yeah.
And I wasn't playing the Wolf Tide in the league.
No.
I was playing I was playing Ragnar's Black Company.
Oh, that's right.
Black means
Black Mane. Ragnar's Black
Battle
Mane's
Company.
whatever.
So yeah, so that's the problem is in our group is too competitively focused, but that's why ladder leagues work. Because there's a definitive start point, a definitive end point. You're working to get points.
Well, I think that
Stuff like
particular
that.
league or that particular campaign ended because you have at the time you have the two best armies on the same side.
Yes. Right. And people were like, oh, well, okay, fine.
Yeah, there was no.
Anybody want to just play a competitive game? Because I brought my competitive list and I didn't bring what I brought for the league. So,
Right.
and I don't feel like getting trounced by Tau and Eldar again. Or Taudar again. God, I'm so glad Taudar's gone. So we're doing a league, and it's a competitive ladder league. And so the way we organize it to work is because we have a league night.
Yeah.
So we organize it to work where you can play basically 2 games a week if one of the games is on Tuesday night.
Yeah, one game has to be on Tuesday.
One game has to be on league night. You could play a game not on league night, but then you only get to play one.
Yeah.
So if you want to double dip on points, you can also play as many games as you want, but only your first 2 count, not your 2 highest scores. I made that mistake one league, remember? I was like, yeah, you can play all the games you want. We'll just have your highest scores. And so we had a bunch of people who were very close to being tied at the top.
There was the one league where which is the same format more or less.
Yes.
Where you just said just play all your games, and then one person played like twice as many games.
Yeah,
as everybody
Danny
else.
Kwan.
I didn't want to name names.
It's fine. We'll name Danny. It's fine. Yeah, Danny Kwan ended up playing like everybody.
Everyone.
Every time somebody was like, hey, did anybody want a game? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll play.
He literally plays every day of the week.
Right. During that league, he did, for sure. So this time I was like, okay, you're limited to the first 2 games count.
Yeah.
They're both losses, whatever. And then so if you play on league night, also you get 2 additional points.
Right.
So you get 12 points for a win. You get +2 if you play on a league night,
okay.
and you can get +1 if the person you play against is higher than you on the is a higher position on the ladder.
Oh, I gotta start losing games.
So it incentivizes, because we're going to talk about that in a second. So it incentivizes you to play people who are higher on the board than you, than try to pick low hanging fruit.
Right.
So
Is everyone gonna? Oh, go ahead.
and then so that those are the way the bonus points work,
Mhm.
and then you get points for a win and a loss, obviously.
Right.
So I'm running the league, and all my games have been on Tuesday nights, which is nice because they've almost all been losses.
What army are you taking? Let's talk about that first.
I'm playing the same one I was playing at the tournament. I'm playing the Grey Knight list with the Astra Militarum. I'm trying to get myself fluent with the list enough where I can start winning with it. Or until my Necrons come, which we'll get to in a second.
I'm taking in order
you
to
got?
finish that army to fulfill my 4 armies in a year, which was what I'm seeing. I think I can do fairly easily.
Yeah, you're going to do that, no problem.
But they're all going to be like Imperial armies, unfortunately. I'm doing the tank. What I discovered after the first set of games last week, I played you, which wasn't really a test.
Thanks.
Not because of you, but just because of the nature of your army, because it's so elite.
Yes, and it was also Shadow Sword and Shadow Sword.
Yeah. But I think you offered me more targets than I offered you, and your targets, you're more elite than I am.
Yeah, I'm definitely more elite.
Yeah, so me eliminating your
guy I'm more elite in many ways, but that army in particular. You fed me that one. Come on, man. What do you expect?
I'll just keep on going.
I'm the funny one.
Funny looking.
I'm the funny one.
Do you want me to bring up the lighting situation and your ghost-like?
Well, I am the funny-looking one too, apparently on the stream. So,
and then I played Tom and against his Tau army. Oh my God! Starting with a base 4+, and then all the minuses that you get against Tau, it's just not working. So what ended up happening was, and the army I had was like a bunch of Lehman Russes.
Unlike what the internet at large will tell you, Tau are good.
They're competitive.
Tau are good.
They're competitive without having to spam commanders.
Right. Yeah, seriously, so shut the fuck up.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to assume that's not directed at me.
That's not directed at you. It's not directed at Tau player either, because they're going to make another Reddit thread about me.
It's all about you.
It is all about me.
So,
how long did it take you to learn this?
So I had the Shadow Sword, which wasn't as effective because I hit on 4s.
Yeah.
And there's a way you can improve the ballistic skill, but it's a Forge World item.
The Spartan Assault Tank?
No, that's a Chaos one. That's Chaos Knight Raider.
What's it called?
It's called the Salamander Command.
Salamander Command Tank.
And what it does, it allows you pick a unit within 6 inches, and they get +1 to their shooting attacks.
But you know what? To be honest, that's a big thing. Hitting on 3s instead of 4s
that's what
is
I mean.
huge.
Having to hit on
and there's
4s
no way to get the Shadow Sword to reroll.
Unless you play against Chaos.
Unless you play against Chaos. But what I'm saying is there's no way for you to give it a reroll.
No, naturally, no.
There's no...
there's no psychic power, there's no stratagem. Although, I would say this. Giving them using the defensive gunners stratagem...
Mr. Inquisitor says, Tau players are too busy at Hot Topic to go on Reddit about you, Salty. But you know what? Reddit says otherwise. But that's funny. That's really funny.
You give the Shadow Sword defensive gunners. What that does is you hit on a 5/6 instead of a 6.
For what?
When you get auto for Overwatch.
Where defensive gunners are an option for it?
It's a command point. It's a stratagem. It just says when a vehicle is charged and charged.
I think I saw you use that in a game.
I used it against my brother.
That's right. That's where I saw you.
And I basically killed a librarian with a big gun, and then
with the volcano cannon.
Yeah. And then I basically almost wiped his assault squad and put a couple wounds on strike.
So much overkill on a tiny librarian with the volcano cannon.
I gotta shoot it or something.
You should take damage for shooting with the volcano cannon that closes yourself. That's awesome. Okay.
But yeah, so rolling that many dice and hitting on 5 and 6 is just insane.
Well, your army's not doing too bad because you're currently in first place in the league.
No, because what ended up happening was I lost to Tom because he killed the Shadow, so I'm like, okay, well, I can't really do anything else, so I just called it because there's no incentive to keep going. No. It's not like an ITC event.
No, it's not an ITC
event. Because the way the Savior protocols work, even if I do, like I hit the Yavara with the Shadow Sword, but or the Riptide, one of them too. And so because of the Savior protocols, it negates all damage and reduces it to 1 mortal wound.
Nice.
So
were you able to charge with the Shadow Sword at any point?
Against my brother, yeah.
Because Tim's been doing that. Another one of our teammates, Tim, and Jeff was saying I need to try to do that. So you play
the card that makes him 2+ to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used it against my brother. I killed Strike.
God, you keep doing all the nasty, mean combos with your brother, man.
Well, he can't kill it. He didn't kill it until turn 4. He should have killed it on 2 or 3.
I was a little worried that Venator, Sikaran Venator was going to do it.
I was too. But it gives me a -1 to hit. And I was hitting on 6s at that point because I was already degraded down.
Right.
But it didn't matter because I just run up and run over shit. Because it has 9 attacks.
Yeah, no, it's good in close combat. It's crazy.
9. But actually, I ran over Shrike.
Nice.
With the.
It's always good to run over chapter masters. Although I guess he's technically a captain, right?
No, he's a chapter master.
Is he the chapter?
He got promoted during
Caillou.
Whatever the
Caillou.
Whatever. I don't know.
During an episode of Caillou.
during the Tao
Stupid whiny bald kid.
Damocles 12 episode. Oh my god.
That show sucks.
He got promoted because the Tao killed the previous chapter master.
Yeah. So the league is going pretty good. It's mostly our teammates, but there are other guys that are
apparently
playing.
I'm in first place because I have your win, the loss with Tom.
Mm-hmm.
So
after that, your brother.
After that game, I changed it up and I only kept 2 command tanks.
Okay.
And I only kept the Punisher with all heavy bolters, and then the Executioner with 2
plasma sponsors?
2 extra plasma sponsors and a heavy bolter.
That seems good.
Because the amount of dice you roll kind of negates any minuses you're affected by. Because my brother plays Raven Guard, so I'm shooting at -1. So with the commanders, I'm hitting on 4s now anyway. So
he says you didn't run it over; it exploded and killed him.
Was it?
Oh, it doesn't matter either way. That's still funny.
Oh, that's right, because he killed it with the hammer dude.
Oh, and then it blew up and killed.
Because it had
Strike.
1 wound, and then it killed Strike.
Nice. Yeah. That's pretty funny. That's cool. You're forging a narrative.
Yeah, I'm forging a narrative.
Cinematic. So yeah, you're in first, and Tom, our resident Tao guy, is in second. Jeff's in third. Jeff Poole. Danny Kwan, who is close to winning Best Blood Angel, is in fourth. I'm in. Last season.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
He didn't show up because he had to go to. Oh no, he didn't have to go to class this year. I forget why. He just couldn't go.
He just couldn't go. I'm in fifth with 4 losses, but 24 points because I play on Tuesday nights.
I still have to say I need a second game to play before the next week.
Oh, okay. I only played 1 so I only have 3 games because I only played 1 last week. We can play at some point. John Solis, your brother's in sixth. Paul, he's playing Necrons. He's our resident army hopper because he's got Tau and Necrons and
he has everything. He's also an incredible painter.
And he's an incredible painter. Yes, he's in seventh, and I think he's only played 1 game. Yeah, he has 15 points to play 1 game.
No, he played a game. No, because he lost against.
So he has 2 losses.
He has 2 losses.
Okay. Jacob Cook, not on our team, is in 8th. Kyle Kamak, not on our team, is in 9th. Mm-hmm. Danny Ruiz, who's our resident Tyranid player.
He's only played 1.
He's only played 1 game in 10th, but he has 13 points. So he had a win. And then Joshua McDaniel, not on our team, is in 11th place. So we've got a good smattering of people. People are still joining. So there we could fill up to 15, 16, 17, 18. It doesn't matter. It's a 6-week league. At the end of the 6 weeks, the format is that the top 4 will play in a semifinal round and then a final round. Okay. I'm keeping it simple because the top 8 ended up being really hard to get everybody together.
League for like an extra month.
Yeah, and then the last one that kind of fell apart, I ended up just declaring a winner. I don't know if you remember that one.
That last one with Adrian.
Yes.
Oh, because everybody kind of
petered out because it was the end of 7th and nobody cared anymore.
Yeah.
And I could not get anybody to play their semifinal game, so I was like, this person has the most points, they win.
Yeah, I think Adrian ended up winning that one.
Yeah, and only like 5 of the people paid in. Because remember, that wasn't through the store.
That's right.
Yeah, it wasn't through the store, so that was a little bit of a debacle. This one's through the store, so they keep track of the paying and prize support.
And prize support.
It's not cash prize, but it's whatever. It's easier.
It's still, you know what? People say, like, don't give cash prizes, just give, store credit. It's the same thing.
It is the same, yes. Yes. It doesn't matter. And this way, I don't have to keep track of who's paid and who hasn't.
Yeah, that's the store's job.
So anyways, that's the league. And the league is going well. It's pretty cool. And I'm having fun playing games every Tuesday night. And having a reason to go to the store on Tuesday nights to play because I'm one of those guys that like, hey, it's Tuesday night.
You can't just show up?
I'm not going to go.
I used to do that, but now I don't work it. It's because the store used to be on my way home from work, but I work at a new location. So it's actually out of my way. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I only go now on Tuesday nights because of the league, and now whenever we stream.
Right. We're also going to do a couple of quick first takes. So let's do Drukhari first because Necrons are going to take longer because the 2 of us are doing a Necron army.
Okay.
Right. My first take on Drukhari is that I am a little bit of a minority in this, and a couple of chats I'm in. I think they're actually very good. I think that they do still have glass hammer syndrome.
They've
always had that. But there's a couple, like, blasters are amazing, and they have the ability to take the Tantalus and get out, assault, and then get back in.
The Tantalus was actually pretty good even before.
But now that you can do that, it's even better. So I think Drukhari are pretty good. In fact, one of the chats I was in renamed themselves the Drew Carey Club. Because it's the Drukari.
Yes,
you get it?
yes.
You get it?
I
It's
get
funny.
it.
It's funny.
I've been to his house before.
Drew Carey? Is he
one of his
is he
houses.
nice or an asshole?
He's never there when he was never. I've been there twice and he was never there.
He can't bother to be there when the help shows up?
No.
So asshole. We're gonna go with that.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Anyways.
Why was I there? I forget why I was there.
And they have some cool stratagems. I like their ability to turn off stratagems.
That one ability, which only the Black Heart Cabal
Yes.
the Black Heart can
Yes.
use, no matter how much people want to argue it.
But okay, side note. They're cheap enough that you can take multiple detachments of multiple cabals to get access to the
Yeah, you just take a
strategy.
patrol and you get this detachment.
Yeah.
So it's
They've-
an HQ and a troop. Then you're done.
Yeah, they've got it. The agents of Vect are going to be good. Yes, Axis of Entropy. Vect is
Yeah.
cool. It's too bad Vect doesn't have a model. But the agents of Vect is a good one too. So
That's something people are going to have to be worried about.
What, the no model thing?
No, the
Agents of Vect.
Agents of Vect.
Yes.
It's because you can basically use it as long as you have the CPs, you can use it every turn.
Right. Do you want to explain what it does? You probably understand better than I
What
do.
it does is because you're too busy looking at yourself in the mirror, and I'm actually
Look at myself in the mirror. I'm too busy taking care of my kids and
preening yourself,
helping coach baseball.
I look so good. Talk about me some more.
Writing articles.
Yeah,
Getting in fights online on Facebook.
you excel at that.
Anyways, go ahead.
I don't have the patience for it,
Axis says there's no written rule preventing any Drukari detachment from using Agents of Vect.
except for the part that says that it's for. Well, it's been
Argued.
but it has already been said that it's just for them. Was the I forget what the Cabal of the Black Heart,
Right.
because it's basically in the card.
Yes. And if it's not going,
If it's not,
it's
it
going to
will
get
probably
FAQ'd, I'm sure.
It will probably be corrected. So just get used to using it only for them. That's my suggestion. I do not have any insight. Other than that, it has been said that it's only for them.
Right.
By at least in ITC.
Right.
But what it does is you use it 3 command points when someone else plays a stratagem. On a 2+, you deny it, and they get refunded those command points. On a 6+, if you roll a 6, then you deny it. Plus, they count as having used those command points.
Yeah, that's the 6-up is strong. Just the fact that you're denying their usage of it on a 2-up is amazing, and then the 6 is just gravy. Really, I mean, come on. If you think about it that way, that's just adding insult to injury. At that point,
it's almost willing to burn a reroll just to
try for the 6.
Well, only
And risk the one.
only because, especially if it's their last, like one of their last command points,
Yes, if they're burning their last command
and
points,
it's to do something that will almost win or lose the game,
Mm-hmm.
depending on.
it would definitely be worth it to spend a CP to reroll to do that. Yeah. Axis, there's going to be an FAQ soon, so that might actually get taken care of in that.
Yeah,
You never know.
we do not have any insight.
We don't have any insight. We don't have any foreknowledge of anything that might be coming out sometime soon.
But that's the stratagem. That stuck out to me the most.
You think Blackheart is the best Cabal anyway, so this won't matter. yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's one you're going to run, it's not going to matter. But yeah, Blackheart's good too.
Yeah,
I think
the
that-
witch cults are really good.
Yes, the witch cults are really good. I think there's a lot of really good stuff in the book.
Mhm.
And I think that a lot of people who are saying, like, well, it's just another thing to run with Yanari, are not giving it credit. I think that once we see it on the tabletop and see people really taking this and using it the way it's been designed to work, Drukari are scary.
Yeah.
If I could play Dark Eldar, I'd do it, but I can't bring myself to do it.
Really?
It's one of the only armies I've never done. I've never done Drukari. I've never done Admech.
I had a.
I think that's it.
I had a Raiders fan from 3rd.
I think that might be it. I've never done Drukari and I've never done Admech.
What about Death Watch?
It doesn't count.
Why are you counting Admech then? Admech is recent.
No. Death Watch doesn't count because it's like this shoehorn add-on. Admech's got a whole range. I mean, come on, 7th edition had 2 separate books.
But I mean, okay.
Plus, you can count the Knights. The Knights are basically
Gene Stealer
Admech.
Cult?
Gene Stealer Colt's just Okay, I would count Gene Stealer Cult actually. I've never played Gene Stealer Cult, but I have played Tyranids, which is similar.
No, it's not.
And I played guard, so I played both guard and Nids. So I've technically played Gene Stealer Cults, kind of.
I have not played. If you're not previous to 7th, because that's when they started splitting all the.
Yeah.
I have not played Eldar.
Okay.
But I have an epic Eldar army, so I'll count that.
But yeah, previous to 7th, I've only ever not played Dark Eldar.
I think
I've played everything else.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of 7th I haven't played.
I've had Orcs, Tau. Unfortunately, I played Tau.
Oh, Tau I haven't played.
Okay. We should get you on that. We should get you on the Tau train.
No.
You don't want to get on the Tau gravy train, Tom?
No, I'm afraid of what would happen to me emotionally if I play Tau. So.
Yeah, you'd have to make Reddit threads talking about how conspiracy theories about how certain people are purposefully nerfing things.
Here we go.
I didn't name any names.
You did not name names.
I did not name names. So I think Drukhari are gonna be strong, and I actually can't wait to see people really start to use them.
I want to see if any top tier players use it because that will indicate how strong it is or can be. There's an article by Nick Natabati about Dark Eldar, but the proof is in the pudding. If he doesn't play it, that really tells you how strong it is.
Yeah,
to be honest.
That's one of the reasons that I thought Nids were actually much stronger than a lot of other people did, because I knew a couple of people who were building Nid armies to run post LVO, like Matt Root. But we knew he was going to run Nids, and I'm like, if Matt's playing Nids, it's going to be good.
And belated congratulations to Matt for
winning
Adepticon.
Fellow judge for LVO. He helped us judge LVO instead of play it this year.
Well, he may have to play again because right now he's like in second place.
I know, he might have to do it again. We might be down one more judge.
But I think that was in response to the meta of Adepticon.
Yes. Well, yeah, especially with the terrain, a lot of stuff.
And the missions. It's basically the terrain and the mission, which is why Adepticon has more of a, I would almost say, a European feel in terms of its results.
Okay. Yeah.
As opposed to more like Nova or LVO.
That makes sense.
Feel to it. Because both Nova and LVO have a denser terrain, and it's set, usually set. Adepticon still does 5th edition, 4th edition player placed.
Yeah. They need
terrain.
They need to overhaul their terrain and their terrain system. Honestly.
Well, I mean, people still show up. I mean,
yeah, of course they do. But
don't fix it.
For the purpose of fidelity of the game.
I don't know what that means, so I'll say okay.
Did you not read my article?
No.
I used the term fidelity on multiple occasions. You never thought to highlight and right click to find the dictionary?
No.
God.
You know what? I have to read it in context.
Pearls to Swine.
I love that comic. You see, like Exeter said, people still show up.
I understand that people still show up.
So
for the good of the game, fix your terrain.
In general?
Yes. So Necrons, let's talk about them because we're both doing an army.
Yeah, we both decided to build Necron army. I'm going to say you copied me.
That's fine, whatever, I don't care. I don't mind copying people.
At least in terms of which army to choose. Not necessarily, because I think you're going to run a slightly different, a different list than I will.
So what's your plan?
I think we're both doing shooty though.
Yes.
I'm not sure assault.
I think I'm gonna have some wraiths in my army or lich guard in my army, just as assault or counter assault elements. But I'm not gonna focus on the assault.
I think I'm just gonna have scarabs.
Okay.
Well, scarabs are actually gonna be my screen.
Right.
Because when I was talking to Paul, I'm like, don't you remember? Because he was talking about what's his name's his flyers, his fire raptors.
Yes.
Danny's fire raptors.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you assault them with the scarabs? Because they can fly.
Yes.
They fly. I think they move 10.
Yeah, they're a little ridiculous. 10. The scarabs.
And yeah, there's a stratagem that you explode 1 for D3 mortal wounds. Mm-hmm. So like a smite.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So you're gonna run a screen of scarabs and a bunch of warriors or immortals.
I think it's gonna be 19 warriors and then 10 immortals with the Gauss Blaster, which is I think assault 2.
Yeah,
and it's still 24 inches range. And those would be Mephrit, which is the extra bonus -1 to the AP.
AP, yeah.
Just Overlord, and I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 Cryptex.
Probably 2 if you have that.
No,
many guys
I think
on
because the range is 6 inches.
That's 3, isn't it?
Is it
No,
three?
it's 6. It's 6.
If it's six, I think I can get away with one.
Yeah.
And then I can do a Lord and Overlord.
Cool. Yeah. For the orbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think I was going to stay Mephrit with all of them.
Okay.
Because then I was going to run a...
Draconis wants to know why not Tesla.
Because it's because with the... Because I think the Gauze is -2.
Yeah.
And then with the bonus, it's -3.
Okay.
Tesla would just give me extra hits at -1.
Right. Yeah, your minus AP will be better.
I think I like the better AP minus.
I'm running Tesla because I want to use the
say
My Will
Tesla.
Be Back. Or My Will Be Done, I mean.
My will be done.
My Will Be Back. I'm mixing up the old things with the new things.
Oh, so you would get the bonus on a 5/6.
Yes. Yeah, which I like. I like exploding dice. When I played Necrons in 6th
But
edition,
you
when I
don't
played...
like the Spartan game system where
What?
it's exploding 6 mechanic.
That's different. It's not 40k.
Okay.
Anyways, I like the... When I played Necrons in 6th and I played when I played Cron Air, all the flyers with the Tesla, there's a couple of times where I lived the dream and rolled all the 6s. I did it against Danny and took down one of his flyers one turn. I rolled all the 6s, so I got all the extra 6s, and then wounded with like everything. It was the best. So I like that because I run hot sometimes. Like I'm one of those players that sometimes I just run hot with my rules, and so I think that like there'd be a couple of games where I can just wreck a couple people just through really high rolling. So I'm going to run somewhere close to 60 warriors.
Okay.
And then probably somewhere around 20 immortals. And then I can run some Lich Guard or maybe some Wraiths, and then I'm going to run a couple of Lords and a couple Cryptex. So I can run a list that's 92 models. And just 92 models of really hard to kill was basically the idea.
Okay, because mine and Axis says I take 2 -1 AP over 1 -5.
Mm-hmm.
No, it'd be -3. And the Gauss is actually Assault 2.
Right.
So it'd be 2 at -3 as opposed to 2 at -1.
Right. Yeah. I like Tesla because I like the exploding dice. So I'm going to use those. You're going to use Gauss so we can
for the extra AP.
we can have actual data behind it. We can have actual anecdotal evidence. Because that's what the internet cares about, anecdotal evidence. It doesn't care about the numbers.
I thought they just care about crazy theorems.
They care about how they feel. I feel like
The rest of the
this
army
is better.
The rest of my army is actually 6 destroyers.
Okay, cool.
And then it's either, I haven't decided yet, it's either going to be Doomsday Ark and 2 Annihilation Barges, or maybe 2 Doomsday Arks and 1.
I think the Doomsday Arc is better.
Or, wait, or Tesseract Vault.
How many?
Just one.
Oh, you're not going to run the 3 Tesseract Vaults?
No.
And the...
Guys.
what was that list? It
It's,
was
3
15 destroyers and 3 Tesseract Vaults?
No, the list that won the Colorado GT
Mm-hmm.
was 3 Doomsday Arcs, and then 5, 6, 6, or 5,
Destroyers,
5, 6
right.
destroyers. And I think maybe with one heavy destroyer. I don't think the heavy destroyers are any good because it's only one shot.
Yeah.
And it's only 7 points more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
maybe. And then whatever else, like a bunch of warriors or something. Very minimal. No warriors. And like 3 or 6 wraiths.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, the Stout Tech is cool. Assault Wraiths are definitely going to be nasty. I'm probably going to run Stout Tech if I run Wraiths. And if I'm not running Wraiths in the list, I'll probably run Everett.
Yeah, wraiths and flayed ones with that, and that's the other option. You can go all assault, but I don't know how viable.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'd have to see that to believe that. I'm one of those guys who has to run something or see somebody run it before I can believe something that's fringe like that. Because the assault's just not where it's at right now, I don't think so.
What's his name? Paul is running like one of the. I think I may run Paul. One of Paul's. There's a special character that lets you take over a. You have to sacrifice
A vehicle,
the character.
right?
Yeah,
Is it
a gun
Illuminor?
on one gun on a vehicle on a 4+.
Is it the Illuminor or whatever his name
It's
is?
not the Illuminor. It's starts with an A.
And
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the names yet. But the problem is, you'd have to waste a
Command point?
what's the orb that has some deep strike?
Veil of Darkness.
Yeah, you have to waste like a Veil of Darkness. So instead
Yeah.
of the res orb, you take the Veil, or
Right.
no, that's a special word here.
Yeah.
You take the Veil and you Veil him and maybe a unit. You're gonna sacrifice him and a unit
Mm-hmm.
in theory in my head, Um,
Yes, of course, Lord Draconis. 15 custodes on bikes definitely make sure the assault works. Yes.
it's not the death hex then.
You know, there's that rule that there's always an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's running that special character with I think a unit of immortals,
Okay.
and then you deep strike them within 9, and then he picks a weapon from whichever big gun, like the shadow sword,
Okay.
and have it shoot at something.
That's cool. Okay. I
But
also
it's on a 4+. So
Yeah.
and you probably have to burn a command point if you. And that
I also
doesn't
like the
guarantee
idea
you
of the Xandrak and Oberon bomb. But getting
that's what the
Xandrak
blade
into
was, yeah.
position. Well, even you could do it with Lichguard. I
Oh,
want
if
to
you
do it
take
with
this
Lichguard, but you gotta. It's hard.
Yeah.
The Deceiver can do something similar.
The
right?
problem is now I'm spending more points with which I can just do with a free warrior,
Yes. Right.
because none of the other warrior really excites me.
No, me neither.
There's the one that gives them +1 toughness and +1 wound, but that's probably the only one I would take if I'm not going to take the Veil of Darkness.
Yeah. I mean, I like the book. I think the Necrons still cost too much overall.
Yes, because I want to do that flyer thing with the Immortal Wounds bomb.
Yep,
but
me too.
But I think it's with Doom Scythes, and they're just so expensive. They're like almost 200 points.
Yes.
So you're
I
looking
wanted to do a bunch of scythes to do the Xandrak and Oberon bomb. Like, I wanted to use scythes to do that. But the scythes are going to die too fast. And they cost too many points, and then the Lich Guard costs too many points, or anything else you want to, like, teleport in. It's just too many points if you want. And even, like, warriors are too many points.
Yeah,
Like, warriors should be, like, 10 points apiece. And immortals should be 2 points less also, in my opinion.
because the warriors are 12, and then the immortals
Right.
with the weapon
We're
are
like
17.
8, yeah, we're 18.
17.
Tesla, I think, is 18.
No, they're the same price.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did math wrong. Or I'm remembering wrong, one of the two.
But
Either one.
but I kind of want to run the Tesseract vault for some reason, because
There was that guy on Facebook who posted the picture of the 3 Tesseract vaults.
he bought 3.
Yeah, and he's like, oops, these fell in my shopping cart.
because they what they
man.
do, which is probably why I would
crazy.
choose that over the like the Deceiver, because they both have power. The Tesseract vault lets them choose 3 powers,
Right.
and it gives them a +1 to their roll whenever they're
Yeah.
trying to do the power.
Okay, so Gorame, that is the problem. Gorame said 10 points for a unit that can get back up. Yes. The, what is it? It's not called We Will Be Back now. It's called
The
Reanimation Protocols. The Reanimation Protocols are overcosted. If you're going to put that as part of the cost of the unit, you have to look at what the rest of the unit can do on its own. Warriors on their own suck. There's not enough shots. They're not resilient enough. Even with that, they're still not. So the Reanimation Protocols are good, but they're not 12 points good. Because that's basically all you're getting with that unit. Is you're getting a unit that's hard to kill. It can't do anything in assault. It's not very good at shooting. If they were Space Marines that got back up, sure. 10 points would
Which is
be
what
way
basically
too little.
3rd and 4th edition Necrons.
Right. 3rd and 4th edition Necrons were Space Marines that got back up.
Yeah.
That was super strong, which is why Necrons in 3rd and 4th edition were actually very strong as an army. But that's part of the problem. Yeah, and anyone with half a brain will make sure that if they start killing something, they finish killing it. So there is that problem also. But yeah, I think the Reanimation Protocols is overcosted. It doesn't add enough, especially in an edition that's as brutal as 8th edition. Again, in an edition where so much stuff dies as quickly as things do in 8th edition, the ability to come back as long as one model is left in the army is not that good, or the unit is not that good.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Because there's very few times one model gets left.
Yeah.
If a unit has a rule like that, you're not going to leave one model left. It's easy to kill a whole unit,
Yeah.
which is my biggest reservation with Necrons, which is a lot of people's biggest reservation with Necrons.
Yeah, that's why I'm either going to do the two squads of Immortal, 2 squads of 10 Immortals, and then the 1 squad of 19, or 2 19 and 1 10.
Right.
And that 10 is basically going to die if I do the Veil of Darkness, shoot, waste a weapon shenanigans.
Right. Now, are you going to use those things on your?
Oh, so what I have here, which I meant to talk about after LVO, but I kept on either forgetting or I got sick, which is what happened last time. What I hold in my hand, you can't see when you hear the podcast, but what it is, they're called squad marks. They're these clear bases that basically clip on to the bottom of the base. They look like that. and I'm assuming they come with a magnet that you basically sticker on the bottom. So if you wanted to stick to a piece of metal,
And there's little ridges.
it looks like we have
Little
32,
wings.
40, and I'm assuming what are these 20s,
Look like 20s, yeah.
these tiny ones.
They have these little ridges on the edges.
And there's these two little tabs that stick up, and that's the only thing that sticks up. So instead of painting the rim of the base, you just paint the little tab
As squad markings.
for a squad mark, or put whatever mark you want for the squad mark. If you guys are interested, go to squadmarks.com. Check it out. What it is, it's not really a Kickstarter. He needs to reach a certain goal in funding, and then it goes into production.
No, go Rain. They're not 25s. They're actually smaller than 25s.
It's like a 20.
Yeah, it does look like a 20 millimeter. It's definitely not 25.
So I'm assuming he made it for just as a test run. The ones I got, these are 3D printed. I don't know if he's 3D printing all of them.
Right. They're pretty sick. Yeah.
But they're actually
good.
pretty neat. They clip on really easy and actually stay fairly well.
Yeah. This is like his test run, Go Rain. So it's not like this isn't the final product. So I think that, yeah, some of this stuff is like things that might be for other systems too and things like that.
Yeah, it's for other systems and the ones I've had fit the 32s and the 40s.
Yeah. And you can find them at squadmarks.com.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the show notes
Sure.
for those that are listening on when this goes out as a podcast. But at squadmarks.com, you basically pre-order, and then once it reaches a certain amount, the production goes through.
Yeah.
So not necessarily Kickstarter.
No.
It doesn't need a certain date to end.
So there's a bunch of other cool products out there to like facilitate your games.
Yeah.
So like Hammerhead Games, which is a link is on the side there, the ad on the side. They make really cool counters for turn counters,
Yeah.
CP counters. They have a bunch of these things that we used on our live stream day way back when that are like markers for in-game stuff.
More importantly, they have that ruler that has every type of measurement you need.
Yes, and the ruler with every type of measurement you could possibly need is like 9 inches, 7 inches, 1 inch. It's pretty cool. They also make the things that bases can go into with the little part for the die. So, so that you can put the dice in there as the wound tracker.
Okay.
Those are cool too. So you should check out Hammerhead Games if you're looking for different templates and things. Not templates isn't like blast templates, but templates isn't things that you can place under your models to hold dice, or markers and tokens and CP counters and turn counters that are combined. That's the coolest thing I like from them, is that they have the combined turn and CP counter.
Clawfoot, I am using destroyers for at least my army.
Yeah. I mean, if Necrons become my main army, then I'll probably add stuff as I go.
I think
at this point, I think I'm going to try to get proficient enough with Necrons once I have it that I can take them to Barry Open.
I think I'm going to try to take it to Boise Cup.
Boise Cup's the June
That's
one?
the June one, yeah. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I may just be lazy and take chaos.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Be lazy and take chaos, I guess. Whatever.
Once the Imperial Guard Tank Company army, which in my current list also has a Manticore and a Griffin, just for line of sight shots, more line of sight shots.
Yeah.
And a Space Marine contingent. Yeah,
we were talking about that one earlier.
That's the list I was talking about. That's the three Doomsday Arcs, 665 destroyers, and some wraiths.
Stuff.
And the funniest comment I saw when that was posted on the competitive 40K page was like, "What? There's no troops?" Someone was still thinking of 7th edition.
Oh, man. Okay. That was competitive 40K?
They said, "No troops? What game are they playing?" And my response was, "They're playing 40K."
8th edition 40K.
I did not say that part. They're just playing 40K. There's no reason to say 8th edition.
Sure. Fine. Whatever. Rub in they're thinking of a past edition.
I don't judge.
So that's our plans for armies and our kind of a review of the Necrons and the Drukhari.
Yeah, I still haven't, in terms of my, so that'd be army number 2 for me.
Okay.
I'm debating, I'm now waffling on the orcs.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
I'm not sold on orcs period until they get a codex. I mean, there are people trying to make index orcs work.
No, that's what I mean.
And they're doing an okay job with it, but I'm not. I don't want to. I wouldn't want to
touch
touch
that.
that.
150 boys and like 7 or 8 weird boys.
I'm still young enough to run that.
You're not gonna.
Okay, but I'm not gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to.
It will age you significantly.
I don't even care about that. I just don't want to.
Well, that's what I mean. Your back. It will age your back significantly.
Yeah.
So you say you're young enough to run it now.
End up bent.
But I know I'm probably gonna do the knights when they come out, because I already have a couple knights and the armature. Once they come out with the armature
Kit.
the actual kit as opposed to just the Forge Bane one, which gives me more options.
Right.
The Codex, obviously, and then when they come out with the big kit.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to pick up a Forge Bane for the Necrons.
Oh, okay.
So what I'll do is I'm going to hang on to it and not build any of it. And then when the Armiger kit comes out, see if it's the same as the Armiger. So see if the options are...
Yeah, because the Armiger...
Because then you know you're going to be able to buy the stuff on eBay.
Because the Armiger on Forge Bane is not customizable.
Right.
But they're saying there's certain bits on there that you kind of don't know what it's for.
Right.
On the sprue.
Okay.
So they're assuming that there's probably going to be a third sprue that's probably like the option sprue.
That'd be cool. Okay. I'll take that. So, yeah, that sucks. Well, I mean, you're doing Siege Demons. Siege Demons aren't bad. So that's a fun project. So don't be too sad that you can't buy more Necrons Go Ram. Plus, it, helps the bank count. In the article that I wrote for Frontline Gaming about Pro 40K and the role of the judges, kind of as an add-on to PT Taylor's article, we kind of came to the conclusion as a group that outside that there should be something along the lines of a judge's guidelines and or certification process.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of touch on that when we were talking about that, because people have asked us a little bit about that since then. And if you want 40K to be something that's like seems being a more legitimate pursuit, like a pro thing.
Right.
One aspect that has to change, and there's a lot of aspects that have to change, but one of the aspects that has to change in the game is that the judges have to be, the role has to change slightly, in my belief, it has to change slightly, to being more of a referee and less of a judge, but not a referee entirely. Right.
See, when people say referees, to me, it because I did soccer, I know because it's America, it's the U.S., they mean like football referee.
Yes.
Yet in soccer, they're still called referees.
Yeah, but soccer doesn't count as a sport.
And they're more like judges.
It's not a real thing. It's a European thing.
It's a real thing.
It's not a real
There's
thing.
a league and everything.
You know what?
There's multiple leagues.
No.
More than football.
No.
Are we counting XFL?
Yes.
And USFL?
Yes.
If anyone remembers that.
Yes, we can count those. But so what I'm saying is,
Still.
yes. So how are you going to ref 200 tables? That's one aspect of it. But the part of the idea of the judges is also that they would have to focus more on things that are like the top tables, without neglecting the other tables.
We don't count Canada.
But we're going to count Europe.
Canada doesn't count. They've got 12 players. They have two teams with the same name.
Who cares?
Two teams with the same name.
You know what?
They can't even think of an extra name.
At least it's not soccer.
It's worse than soccer.
But so
You want to count cricket?
I don't.
Do you want to compare cricket?
I don't.
We can go there.
I don't want to talk about cricket. I want to pretend cricket doesn't exist.
It's called baseball.
Yes. But one of the things we thought was that
Warren Moon.
Yeah, Warren Moon. But we think that there should be things like a certification for 40K judges, like there's kind of like for Magic the Gathering.
It's the same for soccer.
It's the same for
I'm gonna
soccer,
keep
for
bringing up
AYSO.
soccer
Yes.
Well, okay, yeah, AYSO because the non-AYSO stuff is more. They're not as strict as AYSO is actually.
Right.
AYSO is for those that don't know, it means American Youth Soccer
Yeah, it's a national organization. Yeah.
If you have kids, you know.
Yes, you do.
And so their program is a bit more strict than the regular US program.
Yes. No, I know. I've seen some of the other programs' guidelines
Yeah, and it's
and training.
well, if you want to call it that, and I'm not disparaging.
We'll
them,
use the term training loosely. It's fine.
Yeah.
We can do that.
I think in terms of refereeing / judging, whatever you want to call it, to me it's almost interchangeable at this point.
Yes.
I think you mentioned it in the article where maybe in the first half of the 200 tables you're more of a judge or more of a passive judge, which I prefer. I don't want to have to be watching everybody.
I don't think you should be a third player.
Yeah.
But I also think that it should be slightly more involved than currently.
Well, that's the thing. In terms of the guidelines, you'd have to put down what we actively monitor.
Exactly. And so, in my opinion, it should be things like enforcing things like the gentleman's agreement.
In hygiene? Are we enforcing hygiene?
I would be fine with enforcing hygiene. But like active enforcement of things like the game, but that would also require a definition of what the gentleman's agreement for 40K would be.
Okay, but then you have to you would have to have them almost list the gentleman's agreements.
I suppose.
Otherwise, it becomes he said, she said.
Well, see, that would be the thing. In order to enforce it, you'd have to witness it.
Okay.
And so I'm talking mostly about things at the top tables and mostly on streams.
Okay, that's.
I'm not talking about.
I'm talking about the 200.
Nobody can referee 200 tables. If you are not in the, I'm sorry, if you're not in the top 10 tables,
We don't care about you.
it's not that we don't care. You get.
I don't care.
You get a passive judging. You get a judge when you need one.
Right.
Right. You get a judge when you call for one. You don't get a judge at your table. You're never going to have 200.
Go around. We are going to license that.
That is a great idea. Run around with a fire extinguisher of Axe body spray. Yes. But you can't have 200 judges. It's not possible. You can't have an automated system to judge. It's not possible. So what you do is, in order for a more legitimate system, is you have the judges for those top tables that are more active and less passive, but maybe also not dedicated.
Okay.
So 10 tables, 4 judges, 5 judges, whatever.
Well, what we did.
One dedicated to the stream. Perfect.
It's kind of like what we did for round 6
Right.
on Saturday,
Yes.
where we had the top 16, or roughly,
Yeah, about there.
play in the same row, and we just had at least one judge walking
Always
that
there.
row, always there.
Right.
So that's more of an active,
Yes.
active judging.
We definitely had that kind of system going in to a certain extent
yeah.
at the LVO. Yes.
Not in official
No.
capacity. It's just something we kind of just put together.
Yeah, and then we also had the stream watched closely too,
Yes.
from about I think round 5 onward.
yes.
Right. So I think that's the kind of thing that we need to talk about, and that needs to be put together by somebody to do
Okay.
at some point.
I couldn't tell if you were looking at me because I can't see.
I am looking at you.
Okay.
I think that you should be the one who puts that together.
I've already have something together.
Right.
We've already talked about this.
Yeah. So I mean, at some point, I think that's something that most of the TOs in the nation are going to have, the big ones, are going to have to come to grips with, which is if you want your game to become more legitimate and continue to grow and to grow past the point where it is now and have a pro element to it, not necessarily professional, but a pro element to it, a high level gaming to it, part of that is going to have to be standardized judging guidelines and certifications.
I think it's easier to do at least with ITC.
Yes. Much easier to do with ITC.
Because usually in just like with every other large organization, whatever the organization running it does, most people do because they don't really want to try to do their own thing.
Right.
And that's something, like you said, I'm kind of working on. At least the guidelines, especially for me personally, especially after our experience when we were monitoring the painting.
Oh, yeah.
And when certain things happen. For me personally, it's more also an issue in regards to just judges' guidelines is penalties for how people treat the judges.
That goes kind of back to that gentleman's agreement.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
Right.
but most people don't think of that in the gentleman's agreement.
No, of course not.
So when someone is because in at least in AYSO, I've tossed plenty of people out of matches because they started cursing at me.
Yeah.
And as most people that know me know that I like to curse.
Right.
I do it a lot.
If you've ever watched us play PUBG,
If you ever watch
that's
me
the guy that's cursing up a storm.
If you ever watch me play with my brother PUBG,
Yeah. Yes.
I think it's because of my
you're
brother.
cursing
I
at your
don't
brother.
curse as much as to you and
No, but you curse about,
yes.
just not at.
Well, I would curse at my brother.
You curse at Tom.
Yeah, because it's just so easy. He just takes it so well. I don't mind cursing. However, when I'm in an official capacity as a judge or referee or whatever, and you start cursing at me, at least in AYSO, you're empowered to
Toss him.
basically toss them.
Send him off the field.
Especially because there's kids around.
That too.
You know, I mean, to be honest, I cursed in front of my daughter. Luckily, she never repeated
She didn't pick up your.
She did not pick it up until
pirate's
she was older.
Mouth. Your sailor's
that.
mouth. Nice.
Cuddle Bunny, that did happen to us at this past LVO.
Yes.
And it happens to me when I referee soccer.
Yes.
Whether it's adults, kids, doesn't matter the age. It's either the player or the parents.
I don't think it's not as surprising with sports for whatever reason, but Cuddle Bunny was also surprised when it occurred.
In sports or
No, at LVO.
Yeah, and I wasn't there. I mean, I wasn't at
No.
when it happened, but when I heard about it, so my initial reaction as a judge and because of my experience, is
Go
just
Rame, they left the tournament because
yeah.
their army was not fully painted, and they weren't willing to accept what we were telling them about how to fix it.
Yeah.
So they did leave the tournament. They weren't thrown out because they cursed at a judge. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I would have asked them to leave before they even had the option to leave.
Right.
Personally, but we at the time we weren't empowered to do that.
I think that if we had done it because of that, it would have been fine, but it didn't even occur to us to do because we never even had that discussion.
Oh, that's because okay. Well, next time someone starts yelling at you, give me a call.
They weren't yelling at me.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
I was merely standing at the table. It was Danny.
I know. I didn't want to name names, but yeah, I wasn't there when it happened. So for me personally, my first instinct is just to toss them. So
Yeah.
and that's just from experience. For those that listen, like I've said before, I've tossed people just for looking at their watch and telling me that time's up. So
Right.
they weren't even cursing at me.
Right.
They just caught me in a bad mood.
Well, to be fair, in soccer, the judge is the authority.
In soccer, the referee is the authority. If even though a match is only supposed to be last 20 minutes and it's been an hour, technically the referee is correct.
Yes, that's right. The referee is always right.
Kids are dying out there.
In game, the referee is correct. Don't tell them the time.
I can even toss them if they yell at me at the parking lot.
Right.
I can just you just tell the people in charge, hey, I tossed this guy for whatever.
Right.
So yes, people do yell at us. Apparently now at LVO. I was yelled at the year before. But
At LVO?
Yeah, for the collusion. I told you about that.
Oh yes, I do remember.
But they didn't direct it at me, which is why I didn't feel so bad.
Right.
They're just at the situation.
Yes, in the situation. Right.
So
But that situation was also dumb. It should not have existed. But
it's called collusion.
Yes. Yeah. I've been there when people have been heated, but not
Yes.
actually yelling and not cursing at each other.
Okay.
Like, people are surprisingly well behaved in a game where people can get heated. Like, you don't hear a lot of cursing at people.
Oh, right. It's not directed.
It's not directed.
Yeah.
Right. Which is, I think, what caught me off guard.
That it was directed at a person.
Right. Because generally it's not directed at a person. Or if it is, jokingly.
Yes.
Like when we tell Tom, fuck you.
Oh, yeah. That's different.
Right.
That's not during a game. That's during a match.
Yeah. Right. So, but I think that's one of the things that's important, that it should be something that's put together and that judges, 40K judges across the board understand and buy into.
Yeah, and I think the cursing thing doesn't, at least at the judge, doesn't come up very often. Or
No,
it
I'm
shouldn't.
sure it doesn't.
But I think, and I've talked with a couple other organizers at other events, from other events, and they seem to be, wouldn't be sad seeing a judge's guideline, especially for ITC.
Right.
My initial idea is to kind of combine what you mentioned with more or less the soccer kind of like principles of how to manage a game.
Right.
Where it's kind of the same thing, where you don't, and they even said, and this is why my theory of GW and soccer goes hand in hand, where don't let the letter of the law interfere with the spirit.
Yes. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. GW is definitely influenced in that way.
So that's, and I can kind of see that, and that's almost like a raw versus intent kind of argument.
Yeah.
And things like, and that's why I prefer more of a passive role, because you don't want to be like, you see it a lot more in basketball of the active, where the referee's calling so many fouls that basically they're affecting the game too
And the
much.
game can't be played, yeah.
Yeah.
You do see that.
Or
yes.
just keep starting and stopping, and you don't want to do
You can get that way with football sometimes too, where there's just so many flags flying every other play that
But I think you see it more because the action is so much.
I mean, especially when the other team's playing the Patriots, there's always those flags going all the time.
There you go.
Soccer referee arbitrarily ending the game is on the list of why Americans don't like football.
I think the reason Americans don't like football is best represented in the Simpsons episode where they have the World Cup.
Yeah.
And they compared the Hispanic announcer to the American
Yes.
announcer, and that if you watch that episode, that basically explains why.
I like watching the World Cup. I love watching the World Cup, and I love watching soccer when it's
You know
the
what?
Olympics.
When I watch
I
now,
can't get the league straight.
the different leagues.
Yeah, I never know. Like they'll put a game on TV, and everyone will want to watch it because everyone loves soccer.
Okay. Good kid.
Yeah. He loves playing soccer. He loves playing baseball. He loves sports. He loves football. He loves all the sports. But he likes to watch soccer if it's on. And these things come on. He asks me questions about the teams, and I'm like, I don't even know what league this is.
There's different
There's
leagues.
all these leagues, and I'm like, this guy could be playing in this team in this league, and then there's this league, and there's an American league, and there's a European league,
Yes.
and there's a Premier League, and I don't even know what a Premier League is.
There's different leagues. There's even like a Champions League where like each champion from each league plays each other. Then there's the Gold Cup and for the basically the Americas.
No.
There's the CONCACAF, which is basically the Gold Cup.
No, I can't. I can't with this.
Okay. Just for anyone knows, I'm kind of like an Arsenal fan only because I like that their mascot is a cannon.
Just have a league.
Yeah, it's called World Cup. But
Yes.
you have to qualify for it.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And you got to qualify. But
Yeah, we didn't qualify.
Yeah, we didn't qualify this time.
God. Well, that's okay because you know what? I like watching women's soccer better, anyways.
That's good. Speaking of which, I already mentioned on our game where I coach someone that's on the Philippine national team.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yes.
forgot to check and see. They were supposed to play Thailand yesterday.
Oh, okay. No, if they won yet.
Yeah, because if they had to win in order to qualify for the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, Axis. That's the problem. He's saying Nashville just got a pro soccer team, and he can't figure out which league they're in. Exactly. Thank you for proving my point, Axis. I knew you were an upstanding citizen.
I thought they were in MLS.
I don't know. Is that a thing? Sure. Why not?
It still is.
Okay. So do we want to wrap up AYSO Soccer Podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that right now the idea germinating is more of a combination of what you combine with what you suggest, combined with the soccer principles
Right.
in how to manage a game. Instead, we're managing the tournament.
Right.
In addition to guidelines as to what to do if, basically, kind of like what happens with judges when certain things happen,
Sure. And that makes sense.
or what to do when certain things happen.
And that's
which
definitely a
we-
decent starting point to things
which we
like.
may need to discuss in regards to points differentials or
Yeah, of course. Right.
list things like that. Hopefully once GW gets their
List app.
list app done by next year, because they're only doing power level first,
Right.
which is kind of a good way to at least get an idea for an army, more or less, because they're kind of equates to the same thing.
It's close. You can definitely estimate what you're going to be running.
Right. So, and then go from there. But that's a little. I hope to have it done. I could probably have it done by BAO and talk to Reese about it and
Nice.
see what he thinks.
That'd be cool.
I'm hoping,
Okay.
because maybe we can implement it for BAO,
Yeah.
or he can. Because as far as I know, I'm not judging it.
I'm playing.
I think I'm playing. I don't know yet.
All right. And you got something you need to add?
There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I forgot.
You need to plug something, didn't you?
No.
You didn't need to plug anything?
I thought I did, and I forgot.
You plugged those things.
Yeah, we talked about the squad marks, squadmarks.com.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Okay, cool. All right. That was a good show. See you guys later.
Any questions? Oh my God, John!
I was trying to gloss over the questions.
Yes, I know. I know that because this is when I was out sick, and I was, yeah, and you kind of like glossed over the Tau book.
Whatever, it's Tau. Who
Poor
cares?
Tom.
Okay, any questions?
First impressions on Tau?
No first impressions on Tau. We're not talking about Tau. I got a list like some more put 2 times shield captains on bike.
3 5-man bikes, 2 commanders,
Commanders.
and 3 infantry with mortars.
3 mortars and Cluxes. It's a solid list. I mean, shield captains on bikes and the guys on bikes are solid. They're just solid choices. I mean, they're tough as nails. They put out tons of wounds in combat. Mortars are money. You know, ignoring line of sight firing bolters, mass bolter shots are good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just good, and I think it's okay. Lord, don't worry about it. He's apologizing for us being difficult to read it because it's on his phone. It's not a big deal. It's just good, man. It's just plain good.
Because we don't have any local players that use them.
No, we don't. No.
I think Carson might eventually. Oh, Carlos bought some.
I considered doing it, but then Necrons. And I bought Custode stuff. But
what happened with your Custodes army?
I just have Custodes on foot and the Contemptor Dreads.
So you have the ones that don't
that nobody wants, yeah. So I just don't want them.
And they haven't ported over the tank and stuff yet.
No. So
because that tank is big. It's like Land Raider size.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Go Rain. What's your etiquette question for tournaments? Here's a tournament etiquette question.
Okay. Dark Talon, yes, no. By
3.
There was that one list that had, I think, 6, I want to say 8 of them.
Yeah.
And it did well, but again, that's Adepticon.
Didn't Tom use the Dark Talon in the stream game?
No.
Oh, no. Jeff was saying he should have.
He should have.
Yeah. I think they're good. I don't think you should buy... 3 would probably be okay. Don't go crazy.
Don't go past 3. Let's just go be safe. And
3
don't
are good.
Go past 3.
And Jeff made a good point, is that 3 act as a good screen.
Yes, because he has 3 flyers. For
Yeah, you can use 3 flyers as a good screen. So I would say if you're going to do it, you definitely want more than 1, but you don't want more than 3.
As a general rule, because the FAQ is not out as of this day of this recording. We'll probably do an episode once it drops. Maybe not the same day, but fairly soon after. But just be prepared.
Yeah. According to rumors.
I'm just saying be prepared.
We haven't seen it.
I'm just saying be prepared for the salt to flow.
I am ready. I'm going to sit there with my popcorn, and I'm going to have...
Is it the Michael Jackson meme?
I'm going to sit there with my double screens, and then I'm also going to have my laptop. And I'm going to have multiple threads open so I can watch. I'm going to watch the salt flow with my popcorn.
I'll most likely be at work, so I can only see so much. I can only not answer very quickly. But
yeah,
if anyone that follows Frontline knows that myself and John have been writing a lot lately. For them, if you don't know, John writes the weekly ITC recap. If you listen to the show on the podcast, you notice he does sometimes put them in audio form, which I prefer.
Sometimes I just can't do it.
You're just lazy.
Yeah, sure. It's laziness.
I myself have a basically old man GW gamer
I love that article.
Really? Okay,
I do. The Grognard, I like it a lot.
All I do is complain about everything.
Which is why I like it. See, the nickname's not just because I'm salty, but I do enjoy a lot of salt. I like to sit and bask in its glory.
And if anyone that knows me knows that this is stuff I sometimes complain about.
Yes,
I do.
So Gorim says this is his etiquette question. He was playing in his first ITC event, so he had out of town people last turn of the game. The dude puts his HQ on an objective. Okay. He's beating me like a red-headed guardsman, so I shot it off the objective, and this guy was pissed. But that was the only points I scored that game. But I cost him full points, and he implied that I was a dick because I was a spoiler. Is it wrong to take points away? No. You're allowed to play your game.
Yeah, don't let someone affect that. And we've talked about this before. Don't let someone else affect your game because I don't know if we called it bullying.
It is. Yeah.
It's kind of it's a kind of a bid where he could
it's bidding. It's table bullying.
And a little bit of bullying, or he's trying to affect.
Yeah. No, that is not bad etiquette on your part. That's poor tournament etiquette on his part.
It's also
you have every right to play your game to a full conclusion. You have every right to get as many points and deny as many points as you can.
Yes.
There are games where I have literally played to draw the game. Because I knew I couldn't win, but I didn't want my opponent to win either. And that's fully within playing in a tournament. The opponent knew I was doing that, and they got mad at me. Like, they got mad at him. They're like, why aren't you doing this? Because I can't win. So what are you playing to draw? Yes. You play to win. I'll play to do what I want to do. If I win, we both draw.
That's the other point I was going to make.
Why should I give you a win and take a loss when I could get a draw myself?
Yeah, he should be mad at himself for not being very tactical.
Yeah. Or not mad at all. He still won and only lost a single point.
Well, let's put it this way.
Get over it, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. Did it cost him anything?
I don't know if it got... Well, even if it did, so what? That's part of the game.
Well, that might be why he's more mad than anything else.
Whatever, man. No, you did nothing wrong.
Unless he's really attached to that warlord, which I have seen. Some people are.
Right.
and which I have caused people to cry because of. I think I was at the table.
So you were playing no Codex Necrons, and he's getting upset with you for trying to score a point. He lost down on top tables. Well, woohoo. Sorry. Play better. New Nurgle versus Index Necrons. Sorry.
Oh, he lost out on top table.
So what?
Mad. No,
Okay.
I wouldn't care.
But even if you're mad,
Well, first off, I would have put my warlord out in the middle of nowhere on top of an objective.
right?
Next time, if you do it again and someone gets mad, tell them to play better.
That's what Axis said. Tell them to get good.
Yeah, tell them to get good.
Yeah.
Because if they're already mad at you, and this is part of my charm as a referee.
Yeah. I'm sure it is.
We had one guy complain, and because one guy jumped him on the playoffs because he did something. They do some at AYSO. They do a bunch of volunteer stuff. You get bonus points basically.
Sure.
And he jumped him because he did all those volunteer points. And I'm like, well, next time just win. When you win, you don't have to worry about people
Volunteer
jumping you
points.
because you're in first place.
Right. Yes.
So I'm not very forgiving when it comes to stuff like that.
It's hard to tell somebody GG after an ass beating. That's the best time to tell somebody that. That's the best time to tell them. I mean, you don't want to be combative because then you are breaking etiquette by being super combative and rude and mean.
What?
But also, that guy has no business doing that.
No business complaining.
No business
Or
complaining.
calling you
Yeah.
basically a dick.
Right. You did nothing.
You
wrong.
did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You did what everyone should do, and which actually what ITC promotes with the new system.
Yes.
They're promoting you going after more points and promoting you going
To play the game to a
to
finish.
play it to the finish and get as many points as you possible, even in a loss. Because that will
Even in a tabling.
yes,
Because
even
when
in
you're
a
tabled, you still get to keep the points you've earned.
Yes.
It's in a concession you give them all up.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, congratulations on winning 2/3 of your games with Index Necrons.
Nice.
That's good. That's like, what's her name? Jessica Bowman, right? Who's the #1 Necron player.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
curious.
she's got a bunch of good points.
I'm curious what list she's going to.
Yeah, I didn't ask her. They are one of the teams for my article that's coming out tomorrow, and I meant to ask Paul. I talked to her and Paul about it, and I meant to ask. I forgot. That's okay.
So did you forget?
Because I'm forgetful like that. Any other questions before we go? Yeah, she's a good player. Gorim says he watched her at LVO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been at BAO when I've gone
I think she's been
the last couple.
Yeah, she's been. Her and her husband are there like almost at BAO and LVO at the very least. I'm not sure about SoCal.
But I don't know about SoCal either. I didn't go to SoCal. Runs Wraiths and Barges. Well, even in Index, Wraiths and Barges were good. So that makes sense that she's doing well if she's running
I have
that.
to figure out if I'm going to run. I kind of want to run the test rack valve, or at least the or maybe multiple stabs. I don't know.
PUBG tonight? No, I have to finish my article. As soon as this is over, I have to go in and finish it.
Dark Eldar spoilers or meta changes.
I think that, well, okay. I think if you take new Dark Eldar and combine them with the eventual FAQ, it's going to be meta change. If it was just Dark Eldar, it'd be spoiler. I think it'd be a spoiler army. I think when the FAQ comes out, enough stuff will also change. Again, this is speculation. Neither of us has officially seen the FAQs. I think that when you combine Necrons and Dark Eldar and these new FAQs as the newest releases, you're getting major meta shift rather than Dark Eldar just being a spoiler. Personally.
I don't with Necrons, even though at one.
Yeah, see, Lord Draconis, I think that the meta is going to shift too much to say Dark Eldar will just be a spoiler. I personally believe the meta is going to shift significantly with the FAQ.
With the FAQ? Yeah, with I can't say too much.
The Last Keck. Okay, great name for the question that you're asking. I have no idea why they're called that, but perhaps.
The
Okay.
yeah, I think you know what I like. I'm playing Necrons, but I don't know how much of a top tier they'll be. I think they're going to be top middle.
I can see them winning some events. I can even see them winning some GTs.
I mean, they won the Colorado one, but I think it was. I don't know how many players was it.
Right. No, but I would say I can see a Drukari army winning Bay Area Open. Why not? You get a competent player behind it.
No, I feel the Dark Eldar book is much stronger than the Necron book.
Yes. I don't think Necrons win GTs.
No, it won Colorado. That could be because
No,
of the
I'm
news
saying-
of it.
Yeah. I'm saying give it 3-4 months. I don't think Necrons win Bay Area Open.
No,
I think Dark
I'm taking Bay Area.
Drukhari could win Bay Area Open.
with the Tantalus.
Maybe. I think Soup Detachments will get no stratagems with the FAQ. Thoughts?
I don't think you'll be able to do soup detachments.
I'm hoping that with the new FAQ there will be no Soup Detachments. That's my hope. I said hope. You think they might
Keep
be
it
a
alive.
foil for some top tier list, but not top overall? Yeah,
Which one, Necron or?
I think he's
Drukhari,
talking
or
about
both?
Drukhari. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I also think Necrons would be a spoiler for some people. I think there's some armies that won't have the tools to take Necrons on well enough that they won't get a draw or a loss. I think
Selfish.
Necrons will be a good army to get draws with
Draws are harder to get though, or
in ITC.
in ITC.
Yes.
I think Necrons won't give up a lot of points.
Right, I don't think so either.
As many points.
Yeah,
as,
like it's going to be really hard to get the bonus in some of those missions because you're always going to have Necron guys on objectives.
Yeah.
So in the one where you get the bonus, where it's the 6 objectives and you get the bonus if you hold 5,
Yeah.
that's not happening.
So you put 20 warriors on 2 of them.
Right.
That come back.
Yeah, in cover because why not?
Yeah. And with the
And if you're playing-
chrono thingamabob.
Yeah,
gives
and
you
if you're
a 5+
playing
level.
ITC where the bottom level of the ruin blocks line of sight, and you put the 20 in there, they're going to have to assault them to get them out. Killing 20 warriors in assault is going to be a lot more difficult for most armies.
Drukhari, Altaki, Inari. I can see that. Depends if what they do to the Inari.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
So hopefully soon.
Hopefully within a day or 15.
Hopefully within a month.
How many days are in April? 30, right? So hopefully anywhere from 1 to 18 days.
From now.
Yeah. So anywhere from what time is it in London?
It's they're 8 hours ahead.
So anywhere from 8 hours from now to 13 days
They
from now.
could put it just on
Or
a
18
schedule it. It could come out like right now.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll do it at midnight so nobody really
Assault ruins and it work. Oh, are you talking about an ITC? So in ITC you can assault the bottom floor, but in ITC the bottom floor blocks line of sight for
It
shooting.
just blocks line of sight, so the assaulting through. If you're infantry, you just assault through.
Yeah.
like normal.
Right, but you can't it's really nice in ITC to be able to put that unit on the bottom floor and be able to sit on that objective and say, okay, if you want this one, this unit's going to sit here and you're going to have to come get it.
Yeah,
And you're either going to have to use ignore line of sight shooting or you're going to have to come assault the box.
that's why flyer and spram does not work.
Correct. Right.
Jet bikes no, because they're not infantry.
Correct.
They have fly though, so if the wall isn't too high, they can just fly over it.
Yes, and if you the footprint of the unit inside, they have to be able to land.
Yeah, because for those that are listening, Draconis is asking, can jet bikes go through ruins?
Right. But you can't make an assault versus a unit you can't see.
Actually, you can.
Yes, you can.
You don't need to see. You don't need to see a unit in order to
Declare the assault.
the charge.
Right.
It just says pick a unit within 12.
Yep.
Also, because I've seen this played wrong, if you have a special ability that lets you assault 3d6, that does not mean you can pick a unit within 18 inches.
No, you have to pick a unit within 12, and then roll the 3d6.
Yeah, Axis has it right. You can charge not visible units. You just don't get Overwatch.
Correct. That seems kind of dumb. I didn't write the rules.
You know what? Whenever I see people compare 40K to real life, I'm just kind of like, it's not real.
Right. Well, he's not comparing it to real life. He's just saying it seems kind of dumb.
Well, I know, because most people think,
Right.
just like why can't this giant thing walk
It makes
through this?
small ruins kind of OP. Well, but the back end of that small ruin is probably open, so you can see through it and shoot.
Yeah, the
stuff.
OP ones are the
Are
completely.
the completely all boxed in.
Yeah, so if
ruins.
someone were to roll that all buildings on a table
Don't get me started.
are
I was misunderstood.
I didn't name names.
You're such an ass. That was a misunderstanding.
I'm just saying.
You know what? I quit.
It's fine. We're at the end. Yeah, it's not the ruins. It's when it's an enclosed building that you're allowed to get into.
Right.
No matter who allows it. We're not judging.
Punch you in the face live on Twitch. Just knock you out of my table, my dining room table.
Just do it from my left side. I won't see it coming.
That's why I sit here.
I know.
All right. So on that note of me promising to assault Adam live on the internet,
It's recorded.
it is recorded and will be on the YouTubes.
I think for right now, I think we'll probably bring back the thought for the day.
Yes, thought for the day.
So thought for today is one of my favorite quotes, and it's
Real quick, your brother wants me to punch you.
does he?
He says do it.
Is that what he wants for his $20 for his Patreon support?
Is that what I need to do? Because you're the number one Patreon supporter? Is deck your brother live on the
He
internet?
just said punch. He didn't say deck.
He just said do it. He didn't even say punch. That could mean anything. Okay, sorry. Thought for the day.
Thought for the day. The day will not save them, and we own the night.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
That's a good thought for the day. I like that one.
Ruminate on that.
Ruminate. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. I would never play with a 4-sided ruin. Call him impassable.
That's good.
If that's what you agree with your opponent, that's what you agree with your
Only
opponent.
people would judge that way.
All right.
This is the best episode ever.
I'm going to see you guys later, but next episode, he's not on it because this is my house. You're not playing anymore. You're no longer allowed in my house.
You're bad.
You're dead to me.
You're dead to me. You're not the first person to have me.
All right.
I'm on fire today.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.